6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
So wisdom and our knowledge is going to be our stability. That's why we are stable in what we're doing.
Right.
Any question, we can break it down. Because wisdom and knowledge is our stability. Read on.
And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
So to fear the Lord is his treasure. And the fear of the Lord is a special thing. Just like how you fear your mother and your father when you know you've done something wrong. That's the fear that we should have, because the Lord can bring any judgment upon us at any time. Get me Sirach chapter 39 and start from verse 20. Verse 28.
This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
So God has certain spirits already set out that are created for vengeance. And what are these spirits?
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they poured out their force and appeased the wrath of him that made them.
So it pleases the wrath of him that made them. Because when we're disobedient, it's just like when your child's disobedient. You want to punish him. So that's how the Lord sees us. When we're disobedient, he's going to punish us.
Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine.
So fire, hail and famine are all spirits that are created for vengeance for God.
And death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts.
So when a beast comes, like a bear, snake, lion, tiger, all these big animals that comes to basically take you out, you can't hold it back.
And scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment.
So these spirits rejoice in God's commandment.
That's right.
When God says, go out and do a work, they can't say, no, I'm not doing it. They have to go out and fulfill what they need to do.
That's right.
Just like the tornado, just like hurricanes. They go out and do as the Lord commands them. Read on.
And they shall be ready upon the earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
So they should be ready when the time is ready, when the Lord wants to use them. And they can't transgress his word. They can't say, no, we're not doing it. They have to go out and do it. Bring destruction on to how many people they have to bring destruction to. Finish off the James thing.
James 1 and verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
So we can't say when we're tempted of power. Because power can't tempt us. Get me 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 13. We can't, it's when we give ourselves into those temptations. We can't say we're tempted. Better priest.
This is the book of Amos 3 verse 6. Shall a trumpet blow in the city, and the people not afraid? Shall there be eager in the city, and the Lord has not done it?
So shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? The trumpet is when the word comes out. When the prophets came in the time of old, they were given warning unto the people. That was the trumpet blown in the city. And the people were not afraid, because the people are just walking up and down. They ain't afraid. They're thinking about what I'm going to do next week, what I'm going to do next month, even what I'm going to do next year. But read the last part for me again.
Shall be eager in the city, and the Lord has not done it.
But Is there evil in the city and the Lord hasn't done it? So the Lord does evil too. The Lord does good and he does evil.
That's right.
He has not a false balance. Because get me also Ecclesiasticus chapter 15 and verse 13. Precept.
Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. The Lord had made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
See, so the Lord makes all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil.
That's right.
And we all know who the wicked is. The wicked man is the one that's running up and down saying man can marry man, woman can marry woman, people can do as they please. You're free, you're at liberty, you're free, you can do what you want, you have free speech. That's the wicked. You're the precept. Bring it out.
Jeremiah 30 verse 16.
Bring it out.
Therefore, all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all that adversary, every one of them shall go into captivity. And
so all that devoured us is going to be devoured. You Edomites, you're going into captivity, bro. Whether you like it or not, you're going. Because you have touched the Lord's anointed. You have touched the Lord's apple of his eye. You're going into captivity. And the thing is, you did it worse than how it was supposed to go. Get me Amos chapter 9 and verse 12. Start from 11, Salakia. Read on.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoiled.
So the nation that spoiled us is going to be a spoil. Because they spoiled us up, thinking that, and giving us job and saying, oh, you got a little money, do whatever you want with that little money. But they're going to be the one that's spoiled.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
So all that prey upon us is going to be given for a prey.
That's right.
All of these nations prey upon us. They leech off of us. This kingdom was built off the back of slaves. Most kingdoms were built off the back of, even the Great Wall of China was built by us. So how the hell are you saying that you're the one that does everything and you're an authority? Yeah, cool, you're an authority and power, but you did fudge all. You didn't do anything. Read your precept.
Amos 9 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up its ruins, and will build it again as in the days of old.
So the Lord is going to build us up in the days of old. He's going to build us up mighty in his spirit, mighty so that we can come out and so that we can tell the heathen in their face, you're the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Read on.
Verse 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
And we're going to do what?
That we may possess the remnant of Edom.
So we're going to possess people.
God.
This is not no love book, you know. This is also a book of war. Get me what's that? Get me Exodus 14 and verse 2. Read on.
And of all the heathen which are called by my name, says the Lord that doeth this.
Exodus 15 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
So the Lord is not just a love. The Lord loves, but he loves one set of people.
That's right.
He loves, but he loves one set of people. Just like he loves one bird, one sheep. He loves one set of people. But he's a man of war too.
Right.
Bring out the precept. Excuse me, madam. Read on.
Proverbs chapter 11 verse 1.
Bring it out.
A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
So this is what happens also when people like to question God. First of all, you can't even question God because his ways are higher than yours. But the Lord is so nice unto us that he gave us a little bit of understanding. and he said that a false balance is something that I don't like.
That's right.
So there has to be good and there has to be evil. There can't just be bare evil and there can't just be bare good. There has to be love and there has to be hate. Read the last part from me again.
Proverbs chapter 11 verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
But a just weight is God's delight. Read it.
2nd Ezra 5 and 24. Of all the lands of the whole world, that was chosen the one pit.
So of all the lands of the whole world, and there's 200 odd countries in the world, he's chosen one pit, and that pit is Jerusalem.
That's right.
And of all the flowers thereof, one lily.
And of all the flowers thereof, he has chosen one lily. He loves the lily. And what?
And of all the depths of the sea, that was filled the one river.
And that one river is the River Jordan.
That's right.
And of all the builded cities, that was hallowed Zion unto thyself.
Again, he's saying that of all the builded cities, look how many builded cities there are. London, New York, all of these cities, he's honored Zion unto himself.
And of all the fowls that are created, that was named the one dove.
And of all the fowls of the earth, there's the eagle, there's so many birds in the air, but he's honored the one dove. And that one dove is what he sent Noah when the water started to recede.
And of all the cattle that are made, that was provided the one sheep.
That's right.
And among all the multitude of people, that was gotten the one people.
See, so get me Joel 2 and verse 27. Of all the people, the 18 nations of the earth, he loved one people. And what is this one people? Joel 2 and 27.
Book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27.
Bring it out.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
And you shall know what?
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
That is in the midst of everyone.
In the midst of Israel.
So the Lord knows that he only deals in the midst of Israel. That's where his dwelling place is. Read on.
And that I am the Lord your God and none else.
He's the Lord everyone's God.
I am your God and none else.
See, so these Christian pastors have to be lying because this Bible is saying he's in the midst of Israel and he loves one nation of people.
Right.
So when did everyone come into it? When did the people that took us on slave ships come into it?
That's right.
Read on.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
And we're never going to be ashamed because we have the one and true living power with us. Read your precept.
Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
See, so Yahawah is the Lord's. That's his name in the Hebrew. He doesn't change.
That's right.
That's why we're not consumed. Because the word hasn't changed. The word's been here for thousands of years and it hasn't changed. And there's prophecy. That's how mighty the Lord is. There's prophecy
Precept.
that are being fulfilled and prophecy to be fulfilled.
That's right. Right.
Bring out your precept.
Psalms 119 verse 160. Thy word is true from the beginning, and every one of thy righteous judgment endureth forever.
So
That's
the
right.
Lord's word is the truth from the beginning, and his righteous judgment continues forever,
Right.
and ever and ever and ever. Get me Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. Read it.
This is the book of Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
So the saints of the Most High is going to possess the kingdom, which is New Jerusalem, forever, ever and ever. That's the encouragement we're supposed to have.
That's right.
Read your precept.
Daniel chapter 2 verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom
That's right.
which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
So this kingdom is not going to be left to other people, and it's not going to be destroyed, because Yahawah is going to put that protection over us. Read on.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
So it's going to break in pieces these kingdoms which were before and past, and it's going to stand forever. So we're going to be in peace. We're not going to be in tyranny anymore.
That's
We're
right.
not going to be under a regime which has been set to kill our people ultimately, and to oppress our people continuously every day. We have to get up every day, we have to go and work for the oppressor. When it shouldn't be like that. We're supposed to be the ones on top. But guess what? We're the ones at the bottom because we disobeyed. Get me 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 22.
First Samuel chapter 15 verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord?
So the Lord is... Should I have to read that?
First Samuel chapter 15 verse 22. And the Lord, and Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices?
So Samuel's asking a question. Does the Lord have great delight in offerings and burnt sacrifices? So this is when we were in the sacrificial law, where we used to sin, burn a ram, goat or something onto the Lord so that he could take away our sin. So Samuel's asking, does the Lord have great delight in burnt sacrifices? Then what? Your brothers.
As in obeying the voice of the Lord?
Than to obey the voice of God. Showing you that the Lord just wants our obedience. He doesn't want anything else. So that's why we have to be obedient unto the Lord. We have to keep His commandments.
That's right.
And not follow after the oppressor that wants us to follow how we feel like. We can't have emotions like that. Yeah, read on Samuel. Read some.
This book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 22. To obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
So to obey is better than to sacrifice, and to listen is better than the fat of rams. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. It's better that we use the 2 ears than the 1 mouth.
Verse 23.
Sister.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
So rebellion, to be rebellious is as the sin of witchcraft. It's a comparison to witchcraft.
And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, He hath also rejected thee from being king.
So isn't it a righteous thing that because we rejected the words of the Lord, He's going to reject us for being kings and princesses on the earth?
That's right.
Because if we continuously reject, He's just going to push us away. But His hand is still stretched out still.
That's right.
Get me Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. Or 3 and verse 8 and 2 and verse 30.
Matthew chapter 12 verse 7. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would not have condemned the guiltless.
So if we knew what this meant, He would have been merciful unto us, and instead of us just sacrificing, we would have been obedient unto the Lord.
Right.
So we can't just sin and sacrifice. Yahawashi came and paid that sacrifice for us, where we didn't have to sacrifice anymore. We have that mercy and grace from the Lord because of Yahawashi's ultimate sacrifice. Because think about it, if you really think about it, Yahawashi was the most powerful man that's ever walked the earth, which is worldly called Jesus Christ. And He could have taken Himself off of the cross. But what? He died for our sins. Not for everyone's sins, but for the children of Israel's sins. Go, read that for me, please.
This is book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. For I know they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivity they shall remember themselves.
Because the children of Israel are a stiff-necked people. How you know that they're a stiff-necked people is that they're doing what as they please. They're not obedient. They're out here doing what they want on the Sabbath day. They're out here shopping, man in dress, women in pants, out here still following after the traditions of men like Christmas, after Easter, after birthday. Lord said we can't do those things. But in the land of our captivity, we're going to start rethinking, and that's what we're doing today. We're starting to rethink upon our wicked deeds and our wicked actions, so that we're not doing them anymore.
This book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an ear, an heart, and ears to hear.
So the Lord's doing that now. The Lord's given us the understanding and ears to hear. He's given it to us. That's why we're out here preaching on to you these words. Sister, did you know? Okay. Your brother in a attire. Alright, we'll continue. Now read Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
This is book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
So behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We're still under oppression. We're still under a regime that is not meant for us.
That's right.
We're under oppression to this day, and we're in the land of captivity. Read the last part for me again.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and for a curse.
So the Lord has scattered us. That's why it says in James 1:1, greetings to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad.
That's right.
Because we've been scattered from the US to Thailand. We're all scattered everywhere, from the west to the east. Read.
For a reproach and for a curse, and be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
See, so we're subject unto payments because we departed from our Father, our Heavenly Father, and now we're out here begging for jobs.
Right.
We're out here begging for crumbs. Our people are still paying tax, and we're still being the biggest consumers to this day. Get me Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and verse 4, and also get me Tobit chapter 4 and verse 5.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as the Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 4. And he that honoureth his mother is as one that laid up treasure. He so honored his father shall have joy of his own children.
So the son and the daughter that honors her mother lays up treasure, and their father and the son or daughter that obeys their father also pleases the father too. Read on.
And when he makes his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honors his father shall have a long life.
So he that honors the father is gonna have a long life.
And he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother.
That's right.
And he that is obedient unto the Lord, because you're in submission to the Lord, so you're gonna be under submission to your parents, is gonna what?
He that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents as to his masters. Honor thy father and mother both in word and deed.
So honor thy mother and thy father, which is one of the first commandments in word and deed.
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
So that you can have a blessing from them. But that's not for you to set your mind to be obedient so you can just get the blessing. It's for you to be obedient just because you know what's right, and you know it's right for you to be obedient unto them. Read on.
For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out foundations.
See, so the curse of the mother, which is going on today, is what roots out foundations. Because the mother is now in authority in the household. Because they kicked the father out, and now the mother's ruling the household. And they're building, and like what brother read, a couple. Brother. Just to establish, we're not Jewish, because the ISH on Jewish is pertaining to be a Jew. That's what it means. Just like if I was to call you childish, are you a child? Are you acting as a child?
That don't make sense to me. I'm a grown man, but I don't. I'm childish.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Jewish means. It means pertaining to be a Jew. And well, they're pretending to be a Jew because they're not the actual Jews.
Right.
That's why they have the ISH on it. And the Lord said, prophecy, when the Jews get back their land, there's going to be no more war. So what are they doing in that land right now, fighting against the Palestinians, committing genocide? Because they are not the actual people. Get me Revelations 2 and verse 9.
But Jesus is coming soon, though.
Yeah, man.
This book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So that's what the Lord said. The Lord, and this is red writing in the Bible, it said, I know the blasphemy of them, which means lies of them, which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Because they are, read Jeremiah 14 and verse 2 for me.
This book of Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
So these people are saying that they're Jews and are not, but they're lying. They're lying to you.
What do you think they're lying? Because
they were set up to go in the land. Zionism was set up in 1948 by the British mandate to go into the land because that land was unoccupied at the time. Well, it was occupied by the Palestinians, but they're not the actual people either. But in 1948 they were put in that land. They weren't the original people because they have to match up to certain curses in the Bible for them to be the original people.
That's right.
Brilliant precept.
Luke. Luke chapter 21 verse 24.
Bring it up.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
So are those people falling by the edge of the sword? Read on.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
They're not led away captive into all nations because they're in their homeland, sarcasm, in Jerusalem, which is not theirs. Read on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
So Jerusalem is going to be trodden down by them.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
until the times of the Gentiles is going to be fulfilled. Read on, because there's still more in that.
And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Read on, read on.
Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
So
And when
that's the prophecies of the Son of Man coming, Yahawashi, because he knew that these people are going to be imposters. They are imposters because that's not their land. Because get me Jeremiah 14 and 2. This is what they have to be in the land.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
So Judah has to be a mourning. The gates have to be languished, which means the gates have to be broken down, and the leaders have to be broken down, and they are black onto the ground. Are those people so-called black onto the ground? Or they're getting skin cancer? Bring it out.
This is the book of Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
So a bastard is going to dwell in our land, in the land of Ashtaroth, because that's Ashdod, because that's in Jerusalem. So these people are liars. They're imposters. They were put in there by the British mandate in 1948 after the Second World War to come and deceive the people. But they wouldn't be the Jewish. You would be the Jew.
I'm a Christian.
Let me show. All right. Get me Acts chapter 11 and verse 26. Yo. Anyway, my segment's finished, so I'm going to give it to our next mighty speaker. But with that, all praises be unto the Most High, and I say, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah,
Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Emmanuel, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.